Guys, Submission Underground coming up December 20th, 3 p.m. Pacific time, only on UFC Fight Pass. Okay, let's take a look at the main event. We have Mason Fowler, who is the best unified rules grappler in the sport. Evident of the fact that he came through the tournament, defeated Roberto in the tournament, just to draw into Craig Jones, beats Craig Jones with controversy, rematches, and beats Craig Jones again. Okay, great. He's the best. He then defends that championship again against Vinny, former Abu Dhabi champion. Okay, he's the best. Here's a question, though. Why is judo so unrepresented in the sport of grappling? And I don't have that answer. I'm legitimately asking you a question. It's an observation over time. And you're looking at, why is judo so unrepresented? We've had a few judo players come in, and I'll even extend this to MMA. We've only had a few come in. One of them was way back at like UFC 2 or 3 back in 93, 94, 1994. And he was out there even with his gi on. I want to say he was a brown belt. He did just fine, but then there was a big break between active competition and judo. They just were not coming out. Then you have your Abu Dhabis in between. Then you've got your Submission Undergrounds. You've got your EBIs. You've got your Polaris. They're just not coming out. And judo, for what you guys would know of it from an American reference, is a long and tough and hard sport that's been around for a while, right? That's probably as far as you'd go. But in other parts of the country, it's curriculum. Believe it or not, like in France and some Asian countries, China specifically, as a 7th and 8th grader, much like we'll go to PE class, they will have judo in school. It is in the high schools. It is in the colleges. So it's this highly contested sport, much like wrestling, that for whatever reason has not been represented. Only judo player you could probably name me off the top of your head, you knew, go, well, Kayla Harrison. Some older fans go, well, Ronda Rousey. And you'd be right. You then have Manny Gambarian and you have Caro Parisian, but you still got to go back a little ways and separated in between the years when judo was represented. I don't know why. So, but there are a couple of questions, and one of them might not be one that a judo fan wants to admit, which is judo doesn't work. I am not making that claim for you. I'm saying the mere fact that judo has not stepped forward as a community to get their credit and get their due when they're a duly recognized sport by the International Olympic Committee, they may not be stepping forward because they don't believe that they're going to fare very well. I don't know. Or possibly it's just a very strange coincidence where nobody from the judo community has been given an opportunity. Why do I bring this up and why am I talking about judo? Because the Olympic champion himself, Ishii, 2008 Olympic gold medalist, is stepping in right into a main event and right into a title fight. And he's going to be standing right across from Mason. And it's one of these very interesting matches. We have had a day-old question dating back to the first time they ever set that octagon up in 1993 of what is the best art? And we never fully got that question answered, did we? Because you started to get the smart guys in the room, the Marco Huazes and the Don Frys of the world, stepped in and said, there is no best art. The best way to do this is to combine arts. So even though we set out to find mixed martial arts and find out what the best art is, we never got resolution to that. And sometimes you have to look a little bit closer within the same arts. By example, broad stroke, grappling. Grappling's all the same as grappling. Well, no, not so fast. I don't know that Gordon Ryan and Mark Kerr would agree with you that all grappling is the same. So when you do have a grappling art, or you have somebody like Mason who is jiu-jitsu heavy but has a background in wrestling, and that essentially is the skills that he's drawing from to then bring over to the pros and all the way to the championship. When you juxtapose that against Ishii, who went to the absolute highest levels available, the Olympic gold medal in judo, but then began to immerse himself in jiu-jitsu. trickled in with some wrestling to be a finished product. It starts to become a very interesting scenario. The likelihood of Mason, the best grappler in the world, to tap out an Olympic gold medalist exists. Mason has a skill set that other guys pursued the Olympics, and Mason pursued a different path of professional grappling. It's different. It's different. So ultimately, the question of why is judo not represented? Is it not represented because it wasn't given the opportunity, or is it not represented because it doesn't believe in itself and it doesn't work? We're going to find that out. You might like the answer and you might not, but you are going to have resolution to this topic, and you're going to have it December 20th.
On the feet or on the ground, undefeated, never lost a round. Biggest arms in the city of Westland, undisputed, GOAT king of wrestling. Tito tapped, Fado quit. John Jones broke a toe and had to sit. Anderson got mauled and bashed, and the bad guy made off with a bag of cash. Oh, and by the way, let me offer this. Chael knows just how good Conor McGregor is, and he knows into all this where Kevin Lee fits, but he'll never reveal the secret to business. Uncle Chael, Uncle Chael, Uncle Chael, Iranami, Uncle Chael, Uncle Chael, Uncle Chael, the